Hello guys and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. Once again I'm Greg and this is the Starting 11 show. We have Newcastle and I'm going to give you a little bit of injury news as well as my predicted lineup. In terms of injury news, we of course have Gabamin still out, Delph still out and Alan still out. Other than that everyone's fit, so assumedly Akunku's back and back in potential selection, not that I think he'll get in here. But the way I see this, there's going to be three big losers today. The first will be the Pickford-Olsen debate. Whoever loses that is, of course, one of our big losers. The next is the Gomez-Davies debate. Of course, Decore comes back in, but who loses their space? And the other is a debate that might not sound like it's going to make sense at first look, but it's Iwobi or Godfrey, maybe even Holgate. I think that's another player who's going to lose out, depending on where we choose to play Luca Dean. So that being said, let's get into the team and start having those conversations, right? First off, is it Pickford or is it Olsen? I mean, Pickford, he had an all-right game other than that one mistake, but those mistakes are costly. It's not the first time we've been here. If we keep playing him, I can't imagine it will be the last. It's a tough one. It's a real sign of faith from Ancelotti if he plays him. If he doesn't, maybe it's not the end of the world for Pickford. Maybe sometimes we can take Pickford out of the starlight for a few minutes or a few games and he builds back confidence. But for me, and I know it probably shouldn't be a factor who the game is against, but with Newcastle being the game, we know Pickford has a tendency to get a bit over emotive, shall we say, against Newcastle, and that might just elevate those mistakes, especially, with the high profile mistake last week, a game against Newcastle. I'm gonna say Olsen, but that's the first thing I want you guys to let me know: Olsen or Pickford, and what's your logic behind it. Next up, we'll start at right back, and I think we'll see Mason Holgate. I actually thought he played all right there against Leicester. I think Coleman's got a little bit of work to do to get back into the back line that he lost his space in through that December period, I think through injury, where we were playing the four centre-backs and they seem to do so well. So I think he's got a little while to play himself back in. Holgate's doing well. He keeps his space there for me. The two centre-backs, of course, this is where things get difficult. This is where I really do wonder what we do, because and it's this is a very good problem to have. Look, I'm not going to pull my hair out about this. This is a question of one position where we actually have real depth, real options, and real quality that we can draw on. So my serious tone doesn't reflect how I actually feel about this. I'm very happy that we have this conundrum to deal with. But I do feel bad for Ben Godfrey, because he's stepped in and he's been flawless, really. I can't fault a thing he's done. He plays with the grit, the determination that you want from an Everton player. You think of Godfrey and you think of speed. You think of someone who's not afraid to put a challenge in, and you think of someone solid defensively. What more can you ask for? He's done nothing wrong, but neither of Keane or Mina particularly. I think Mina's potentially the one closer to the drop of Godfrey replacing him. For me, Michael Keane's pretty untouchable at the moment. I mentioned in last week's episode the sort of stats that shows how well he progresses the ball out from the back. But Yerry Mina, you can't really drop him at the moment. That's a partnership that's working, and when you get a partnership that works, this is the important thing. It's not specifically always about the quality of each individual player. It's about the unity they build, especially in a position like two centre-backs. And whilst those two are playing well together and have an understanding, don't break it up. That's my logic. So does Godfrey play at left-back? That's a question. Luca Dean's back, but as we saw, he could play up the pitch. Richarlison could swap wings. I think Richarlison was less effective on the other side, personally. That's my opinion. And it means Iwobi has to lose out, as he did against Leicester. So here's my conundrum. Here's the next one that I was talking about. Is it Iwobi or is it Godfrey who gets sacrificed? And it's tough to say. I mean, it really is a preference thing, just a gut instinct reaction. But I'm going to say Godfrey for now. and I do hate to say it because he's done nothing wrong, as I say. But for me, if we're playing Newcastle, I was gonna say I want some more creativity on the wings like Iwobi, but it's Luca Dean who's there, and we know he creates great chances, but he can still do that from left back as well. You know, he's got the chance to bomb up and put the balls in as if he was on the left wing. And we add Iwobi to the mix, who's a bit more agile, a bit more nimble. So for me, it's Luca Dean. But guys, put in the comments, give me a solution to this issue. Do we play a back five to accommodate everyone and just have Luca Dean and either Mason Holgate or Seamus Coleman playing really, really high up? Is that how we do it? I really don't know. Do we put one of them in the midfield for now whilst Alan is out? I don't know. Let me know the solution that means everyone who is good enough gets to play, because it's a conundrum we haven't had for a while. How do we fit all of this quality into one team? Because normally we're scraping the numbers. And somewhat that might be what we have to do here in the midfield. Obviously, Doucouré's in. We don't need to have a conversation about that. But who sits next to him? It's a case of the game plan we're going to play, right? They're two different players, Davis and Gomez, and I don't think either of them played badly against Leicester either. I think Gomez is starting to show a little bit more what he can do creatively, and Tom Davis is in a decent run of form. I mean, it's always a controversial opinion when you praise Tom Davis, but I think he's in a good run of form. Hasn't really stepped a foot out, stepped wrong, done anything wrong. He's probably cemented himself as a squad player for Ancelotti. So what game plan do we want to play? Do we want to be more defensive, let Tom sit, let Doucouré do a bit more of the running, or do we have Doucouré having to anchor a little bit more and let Gomez be a bit more free? For me, I think the partnership works better with Tom, where Doucouré gets to bomb on a little bit. I like what he can do going forward. I like what he can do joining the attack, being box to box. He's not going to be able to do that with Andre Gomez. And for me, I guess what I'm saying here is I think Doucouré is a better attacking presence than Andre Gomez. That's another debate. I know I'm giving you all these topics to discuss, but let me know what you think about that. Is Doucouré adding more going forward for us than Andre Gomez? Someone who definitely is adding going forward, a divine footballer, someone I'm so happy to be seeing at Everton Football Club. I think James, of course, plays sumptuous goal against Leicester. Really, really in good form at Goodison especially. Of course he's in. On the right, you know, I've let you know what this is going to be, guys. Iwobi comes back in for me. Again, he didn't really do anything wrong. I'm assuming he didn't play against Leicester perhaps because he was still a little fresh back from injury. I'm not sure. Or just to accommodate Godfrey, as it were. But sticking back in, he's in a good run of form. He's still young. I think people forget that. So let's just keep putting him in, see what he can do. Richarlison on the left, put him back on his favoured side. A lot of people talking about his attitude. His head's gone. He doesn't look like he cares. But is he a confidence player? Another discussion. I think once he gets in that vein of form, he is a hustler. Like, he's not someone who's going to give up on the team. I don't think his head's gone. I don't think he's dropped away from the project at all. Keep him in there. He'll get goals. He'll contribute to goals. And what's so important is how much he grafts and gets up and down the pitch and puts in challenges. That leaves the one man up front, the only man it can be, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So guys, a lot to get into there. But my team is, of course, Olsen in goal, a backline of Holgate, Mina, Keane and Luca Dean. I couldn't remember what I'd gone with then. A midfield of Doucouré and Davis, James in front, and then Iwobi, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison completing the front three. Pickford or Olsen, Godfrey or Iwobi, Davis or Gomez. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know your team. Hopefully we can get another win. Kick on. See you guys next time.